Welcome back to the BookEnds YouTube channel. Tell us what's going on lately, Jessica.
Um, I'm planning vacation
I know I'm really
and
jealous over it.
so excited. So, bucket list trip, I'm going to Alaska. And for anybody who has ever followed Bookends, Alaska has been on my MSWL
For
for
years.
years. So, it's been my MSWL sometimes comes from my bucket list.
Wait, you've been to Alaska before. Was it just work though?
Yeah, so a number of years ago, shout out to Alaska Writers in Anchorage. They invited me up for a conference, and I went up just for a short trip. I think it was like 4 days. And I did get out and sightsee, and I immediately fell in love. So now I'm going for the whole big thing.
Traveling the state, adventure filled. It's a big trip.
So excited, but I'm trying to be focused and get everything done.
No, it's like the last week of school.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but when I go on when I'm planning a vacation, or when I come back, I'm very scattered, and so I actually right before vacation, I always keep a notebook at my desk. So any author I'm in the middle of anything with, or even just having a conversation with this week, I make a list of all of that. So when I come back, I have like a quick reference point of this is what's going on, this is what I need to be doing, this is what's expected of me now that I'm back, kind of
That's
thing.
smart. I am the opposite because I think that I can get everything squared away the day before I go to on vacation. And so then that's what I do. And when I come back, my email is a murder attempt.
Now, do you give everyone a heads up before you go?
I
I do
used
not.
to, but I don't anymore. I used to, and then I felt like it just kind of brought things out of the woodworks. And then I was
Yeah.
leaving on vacation with more to do than for when I get back. So no,
Yeah.
now I don't. And you get an out of office. There's an out of office contact, and
The
I'll get
only
back to you.
the only time I do is if I'm in the middle of something with the author, and then I'll be like, heads up, I'm actually leaving. So like if you're gonna send your revisions, wait until I get back. Wait
Yeah,
till like a week after I get back or
yeah,
whatever.
I don't do like the big alert everybody thing. The only time I will do that is usually towards the end of the year. I'll say like this is our last day in office. We will be back in January on this date. That's the
Yeah.
only time I do it now. But no, now I don't like alert everybody. But if I'm in the middle of something, I feel like that's just like a common courtesy.
Yeah. 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 Like a client just reached out and said, oh, I'm gonna have my revisions back to you next week. And I'm like, yeah, you have more time because
And
I won't be
also,
here
word
next
gets
week.
around. So you tell one client, and then suddenly, like, you get 10 emails. I hope you enjoy your
It
vacation.
does. It does. So yeah, so I'm trying to pack. I'm trying to figure out how many books I'm
I was
bringing
just gonna
because
say, what are
let's
you
talk.
leaving? Because that's a long flight.
So I have a little stack. Um, okay. I have two little stacks. These are just the stacks I have in my office.
Okay.
But I think
Are
it is
all
a
six
long
coming
flight.
with you? Because
It's
if not,
7 hours.
well, yeah. And then,
But I plan to sleep some of it.
oh,
I
I don't
I I
sleep on
I think I'm
flights.
bringing 4 books.
Four is reasonable.
Thank you. And then
That's,
there's
wait,
bookstores.
you said it's a 7 hour flight?
Yeah, each way. But
That
the
feels like
flight
not
home
right.
is a red eye.
Oh, no, then you'll be sleeping most of that.
Yeah, I'm also packing things like Tylenol PM.
Oh, just drug yourself to sleep. I do that too. I'm not gonna, well, I just don't sleep. I just drug myself.
And yeah, I started trying to pack because it's layers, so I'm not an overpacker at
Wait, is
all.
it gonna be cold there?
So highs like mid to high 60s, maybe low 70s, depending where you are. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's perfect.
But I don't know, like, if we're up on a glacier, if it's going to be a little chillier.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Up on a glacier casually. Yeah.
so we need like layers. We need pants and like,
Yeah.
you need everything, which
Yeah,
is the
no.
worst kind of packing in the
That's
world.
hard. That's really, it's like when people pack for a month trip somewhere. It's
Yeah.
difficult to do.
Yeah.
Also, you can always buy a book.
Well, I will because
Yeah,
when
you
you
have to
get
go
to
to
the
the
airport,
bookstore.
don't you need like snacks and books? I need to buy snacks and books at airports, even if I'm full and already have too many
And
books.
you've got to visit Alaskan Indies. I'm sure there are plenty.
Yes, if I have time, except that we're going to be kind of far afield, so I don't know.
Oh,
But yeah, if I have time for that, I definitely will.
yeah.
So yeah, so I've been trying to get through the things I need to get through and get things organized and accepting also what's not going to happen before I go.
Yeah. And it's only a week.
Yeah, yeah. And what I always say to everybody is we are in publishing.
Yeah.
Nobody will die.
No, no medical emergencies here.
Not
Not at all.
at all. Not at all. What are you up to?
Well, I got new glasses and they keep sliding down my nose. It's driving me crazy.
Oh, they look nice though.
Thank you. And they finally don't reflect the whole screen, but I
That's
need to buy those little plastic pieces. But otherwise, I'm reading a really good submission.
Whew.
As you know, I think we've talked about it on the channel before. I'm trying to grow my adult list because I've been having a lot of fun there.
You've been looking hard too.
I
You've been
know.
digging through those submissions.
I know. That's what I'm spending most of my time doing, which some people are not happy about when they get a rejection like within 45 minutes, because then you see on my query tracker, I don't think he even read it. And I'm like, well, I did. I promise. I
I
swear I read
did.
it.
I did.
But I'm like halfway through a submission that I spent my whole weekend reading. It
Ooh.
is like a standalone epic fantasy, super political, elemental magic. It is so good.
People are freaking out right
I know,
now.
I think that's probably all I should say, but it is so good. And I am going to spend the rest of the week while you are scrambling to finish everything. I am going to enjoy finishing this book.
So, okay. So I have a different process every time I read a submission because
Okay.
sometimes it's like, okay, I'm 50%, this is amazing. I know it's amazing. I want to send an email to the author right now. Sometimes I've been like, this is amazing, but I feel like I have to finish it before I reach out. Like, where are you at with this?
Yeah, I think that for me, it depends on the genre. Like for fantasy, I'm like, I gotta finish this because there's
Right.
so much that could go differently than what I expect. When
Yeah.
I'm reading a thriller, I'm like, no, I know where you're going. I know who killed the person even, and
Yeah.
I need to send the email and be excited about it. So for me, it really does depend. Sometimes I'll pull up the synopsis. I also think it depends on how long the book is.
Yeah.
Like if I'm, 50% through and I've got another 150 pages, then I'm like, fine. But this one I have like another 230 pages to go.
Okay.
So I'm like, let me calm down and read and make sure I know exactly what I'm going to say, whether I have notes and all that stuff. And then also sometimes in my email to the author schedule a call, I'll reference the ending, like blew my mind or something like that.
Right.
So I
Right.
try to I try to get past like the 80-85% mark before I'll ever email. I want to be confident that like even if
You're
it went
offering.
wrong, I will fix it with you, that kind of
Yeah.
thing, which I feel pretty confident about this one, but I don't know. Sometimes I think it depends on how I don't know. I think
What
it's
point?
different every time.
It is. Well, at
Yeah.
what point do you read the synopsis then, typically?
I will try to not at all. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, sometimes I haven't read the synopsis yet because I will be damned if I get a spoiler. But because you only get that read once. Like you
Yeah.
you only read something for the first time once, and I don't want to ruin it. If I'm like, where is this going? I really love the concept, the writing is great, but this pacing is like, then I will open it and read it. Um, but I will
Yeah.
try not to.
So if I'm the first reader and it doesn't have an offer, then I'll definitely read it straight through because I have time. But if they've reached out to me and said they have an offer and I'm loving it and loving it and loving it, then I kind of want to move quickly. So then sometimes like usually at least the halfway point, I'll sometimes pick up the synopsis to be
That
like,
makes sense.
this is so great. Let me make sure the ending doesn't go off a cliff. And if it doesn't, then I can email the author.
And then you can just read while you're waiting for the call to come. I think
Yeah.
that makes sense. I think not to sound like an ass, but most of the time I don't read I don't get offers of notification because I'm really on top of my query
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah.
So I never have that experience.
Right.
We were just talking about this recently. I'd never get those offer of rep notices because I will have usually read and passed or read and offered by then,
Right. Right.
which I should chill and I should let other people read first, but I don't wanna.
It is fun to get those notices, and
Yeah.
I admit, I am really behind. I know that on Query Tracker, I'm usually one of the fastest, and I've been planning my vacation, everybody,
But yeah,
so
no, you've got a big
I
trip.
have fallen behind. But I'm okay with being behind. But I've gotten a few offer notices recently when I hadn't even gotten to the query yet. So I hadn't even yet requested the material. And I appreciated that because I was able to still be in the mix
And
and
it's like
give it for my slowest. But I wasn't that slow. It
it's a
wasn't that
free gut check too. It's like, oh, somebody else saw this. These glasses are driving me nuts. Somebody else saw this and loved it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really helpful.
It's fun to see what other people are offering on because otherwise we don't know.
Yeah, and it's good when people tell you where to put your energy sometimes. Like,
So good. Sometimes I just like being told what to do.
yeah, well, I don't know about all that. I just like a gentle suggestion.
Fair. Fair.
Yeah.
So we have a question that we
Yeah,
got from a viewer, Billy O'Shea, in fact. Thank you, Billy O'Shea. And we wanted to answer it as best we could. So I'm going to read the question. You usually do. I'm going to read it today.
sure.
Um, I have a question you might like to address in a future video. Here we are. I
Yes.
have a friend who had an agent. The agent landed him a publishing contract with a major publisher. His novel came out and received a very favorable review in a national newspaper, and then it sank without a trace. It would be easy to blame the writer for not doing enough publicity, but the publisher didn't lift a finger. We hear a lot about all the requirements writers are expected to live up to before even querying an agent. But my question is this: what these days do agents and publishers in the whole traditional publishing industry realistically have to offer writers in return? The days of potential fame and fortune are long gone after all.
Okay, can I start by saying I get it? Like,
Frustrating.
yeah, it is. And it's not an uncommon experience for an author to feel this way.
Yeah.
Um, sometimes we feel that way. Like, what is a publisher doing?
So often we feel frustrated by what the publisher's doing or not doing, or what the book is doing and not doing, or,
Yeah.
why is nobody finding this book is sort of the overall frustration that everybody in this industry, everybody, the publishers, the marketing team, the authors, we all feel.
Yeah, but the thing, and maybe it's just, the format of how we get questions on YouTube. We don't have all the content, but like the thing that I think is often left out of questions like this, is that it's always sort of a point of the finger, like the publisher didn't do anything, but there's so much that the publisher is doing that authors are never going to hear about because it's standard practice. The
Yeah,
same way for, you're never going to hear your agent is doing these things like meeting editors because it's standard practice.
right,
Like
right.
publishers, their publicity department, it's almost like cookie cutter, right? Like they were sending it to the same places at the same time, in advance of the book coming out. They have plans that they are applying to most of their books. Sure, some books are getting more than others, but
Yeah.
every book is getting that at least that basic publicity plan where they're sending it out.
Well, I would say that if this book got a favorable review in a national newspaper,
Publicity did
that
their job.
Publicity did their job. What we can't control is whether or not the reviews happen. The newspapers, the magazines, the marketing outlets, all of these places, if publishers are putting out a couple hundred books a month
Yeah.
combined, they're getting a lot of books. And I also, I'm all over the place.
No, well,
But
we always are.
I also want to say nobody blames the author.
No.
And I just want to make this very clear because the question said it would be easy to blame the author for not doing enough publicity. Nobody does that. I have never been in a situation where the publisher says, well, the book didn't sell and that's on the author. What actually the conversation I hear most frequently in a situation like this is, it's so frustrating that the book didn't sell. We don't know why. And the publisher carries that as well as the author because the publisher and the agent took on this book because they love it equally.
Yeah.
But we don't know why readers didn't buy it.
And that's it. Like, can I be honest? How many books have we worked on, especially in the past 3, 4 years, right?
Yeah,
Post COVID, post the advent of TikTok, where books are getting big plans. Like
big
we're
plan.
getting the Bookstagram tour, we're getting all the stuff on social media. They're doing tours around the country or around their home state or whatever. They're getting the plans and they are still not selling. The truth is, it has happened so often.
Yeah.
And every year from every publisher will have multiple of those books. It's just the nature of the industry. I think probably everything is a lot more public now. I think probably things are a lot more sales driven now, like for publishers' future decisions.
Yeah.
And I also think that we hear about it more often because authors are more interconnected. But it has always been a reality of publishing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, well, to your point, the publishing industry does a lot. They do market the books, they get them out there, they get them into bookstores, which is a battle sometimes in and of itself.
Self-published authors don't have the scale to do that.
Right. And the truth is that while I disagree, I do think potential fame and fortune are not long gone in publishing. I think we have seen that repeatedly with authors who have great fame and fortune because of the books.
But it's not the norm.
Right. Right.
And
But
that's
I
any creative field.
But I also, like, as a reader, think about how many books you see that are constantly getting attention, whether they're book talk books or those big books of the year that get, that there's always like a few books, right? That it just seems like that one book that you see everywhere. And how many of those as readers that we don't pick up?
Hmm.
That we're like, wow, I see that book everywhere, but I don't have any interest in reading it.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, we as readers have very specific ideas about what we want. And, that's where we're at. And we can't control what the readers do. And so much determines what they're going to buy, including the news, the economy, their income, their personal interests, whether they want something dark, whether they want
Like,
something light.
do they have the time?
Right. And if publishing could figure that out for you, we would all be rich.
I wish.
But also it'd be harder to be published because then we would be very specifically only buying books that we didn't have to take chances
And I
on.
think that's the thing, right? Like every book we submit, we sign, we publish is a chance. We took a chance. And
Yeah.
sometimes it really works out and it's great and everybody's super happy. And
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't. And it's truly the hardest, probably the hardest part of our job to have
Yeah.
to like grapple with that. And also we're always pivoting from that too. But I think for Billy's question, I think we get it. Like yes, and like yes, that happened, but also there's all of these other things that can happen and publishers are doing and agents are doing, and there's no like, I don't know, there's just no direct answer to it.
And I also want to say that they made the comment, we hear a lot about the requirements author writers are expected to live up to. I think that honestly is very much spun within the author community.
Yeah.
Because my only requirement when I'm taking on a new client is that they've written a really great book that's marketable in today's market and that I could sell. I mean, eventually you're going to have to find a way to market the book. You're going to have a website and you're going to have to probably figure out some sort of social media because you're running a business and you're starting a brand and you should want to do that for yourself. But these aren't requirements that publishers are like, oh, we're not going to offer on this book because you don't have social media. They don't look at it that way. They really don't.
Yeah, unless you're doing nonfiction.
Nonfiction is
And
different.
also, just really quickly, my third requirement is don't be an asshole.
Yeah, that's always
I
helpful.
always have to be clear about that. So,
I also really want to make clear to Billy that your friend's situation does not mean their career is over. It's
right,
one book.
right.
And, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because now you have numbers to overcome. But there are plenty and plenty and plenty. Oh, let's say almost every author out there who has reached some level of success has a book or two out there that didn't do that well.
Oh, so like your most favorite authors, you will find that they have backlist a lot of the times. Emily St. John Mandel is one of my favorites, and I recently was in the bookstore. I was like, "What the hell is this? I never saw this book in my life," and I had to buy it because I didn't know it came out before Station 11.
Right. Right.
Crazy.
So don't get discouraged that that one book is your one and only chance.
Mm-hmm.
Really, you just have to keep plugging away. And don't also look at other authors and go, oh, well, they had this huge success right off the bat. They probably didn't.
Right, right.
So I hope that helps you, Billy O'Shea.
Yeah, and thank you for the question. If you have questions like this, throw them in the comments because we want to be picking them out and answering them at the end of our videos. So we really appreciate that.
Excellent.
All
Well,
right, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you back here next time.
bye.